and welcome to the SmackDown Saturday Night's Main Event Preview. I'm at Wilbourn from WhatCulture, and my little Dudley boys, Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture, here to look ahead to tonight's SmackDown Saturday Night's Main Event. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, your daily wrestling podcast where we review SmackDown. Saturday Night's Main Event. Also, what do we do? Monday Night Raw and the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, out on Wrestle Culture. But before we get it,
it's good. What's next?
As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to look ahead to Saturday Night's Main Event. Tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh, God.
Now, switching gears from SmackDown to because there's nothing. They've advertised nothing. We talk. If you want to know our thoughts, if they're going to do it this week or not, about the title for title with the what they called
the War Raiders and R-Truth and Damian Priest.
We did that entirely last
for
week.
all the marbles that nobody even wants in the marble collection.
There's obviously all the chatter about Saturday Night's Main Event and Cody and Punk and Sami and Gunther being a team as well. But we'll talk about that with regards to the match itself in a second. There is one thing actually I want to talk to you about, and that is the return of our close personal friend, Baron Corbin.
Yes. We kind of touched on it last week, obviously, with the surprise of his return, without necessarily thinking about, well, what are we doing here? What's going on with Baron Corbin? It is funny that he's one of several that appear to be from a specific creative bag that Triple H is reaching to, trying to find a bit of inspiration. That being his first creative boom, the NXT Golden Era. We've just had a Raw vignette for the return of Big Cass amidst much rumours he's coming back with Enzo. Bayley might be on the way out, but fellow babyface of that era, Sami Zayn, has just become and then lost the WWE Championship just a mere 10 years after people forecast it for him.
Yeah.
Like, it does feel like, oddly, he has landed on this specific period of time, and Baron Corbin, dressed as he was last week, and kind of not in the happy Corbin or the GM that was responsible for the declining ratings Corbin, really any of the Corbins. It's very much the throwback one, wasn't it? It felt like it wasn't even Wolf Dogs.
No.
Burn the ships, Barry. Like, it was Baron Corbin, just like you kind of forgot about him. And just like that Baron Corbin, when he first arrived on the main roster, he was targeting mid-card titles. Like, the United States title is something he had a bit of history with a long time ago. Nobody would remember, but just stick some clips on if you like.
Yep.
He'd had history with Trick and Mello, in fact, as one of the kind of the last things that he did in WWE, which they might choose to mine if they wish, but it could just be as simple as wrestler's been away, wrestler is back, doesn't particularly like or care about the wrestlers that he's beaten up, but he wants the title. It was quite funny. He's doing his big statement, I'm holding the US title, I'm next, and it was Trick Williams' furry one on his first night. That was like less than ideal, wasn't it? But he's got good, like, not motivation as such, but I think he's got decent lines to use against both men. Like, he towers above Mello, and he's been a bit of a patronising dickhead to him once before in these characters' lives. Meanwhile, like, what he remembers of Trick Williams is like solid guy, not really yet putting it all together. It'd be like he's left WWE when, like, Rocky Maivia's just debuted and he's come back and The Rock's kicking about. And it's, what? That's you? I know you. Like, as if to sort of say, I'm not fooled by Lil Yachty, the fur coats, the belt, these people. I'm not fooled. I know who you actually are.
I know you like at your core.
Yeah, you're a fraud. I'm going to take the title off you, whatever. So he's got things to say about these two men. I do think they might just triple threat that bitch for SummerSlam, you know? Like, Corbin's not... I like Baron Corbin. I owe the man a pint. But he's not the ticket-drawing star. But wrestling's funny. Like, sometimes timing is to your great benefit, and just the fact that he's a little bit fresh when so much in WWE feels stale, might get him on that card. You know, like you got two nights. I'm not saying this triple threat makes it onto a one night SummerSlam show, but I am thinking they need solid to decent mid card stuff, and they might look at Baron Corbin. Mad as this is to say, funny how these things go around in cycles. Carmelo Hayes was, in my opinion, incorrectly pushed in NXT as like the second coming of Shawn Michaels era, but he's grown into that like very dependable in-ring hand on SmackDown. Like Trick, meanwhile, needs people to guide him through good matches. I still think that's fair. Yeah. Like I'm not seeing enough bell to bell from him that is going to sustain this push unless he kind of gets to a certain level. Maybe they see like Baron as one of those safe guys to chuck in the middle. Like freshens up the formula a little bit, and he's like, and he knows what he's doing out there. He's a taller guy that can give Trick a bit of advice on how to like work big. He's got that killer finish, so you've got a hot 2 count in it. Mm-hmm. Like you don't need to kick out of it, Drew McIntyre, but you can have the pin get broken up. Yeah, you know, and it's like, that's one of the most devastating finishes in WWE. I think it's enough on Baron Corbin to chuck him into a triple threat for SummerSlam.
I saw a great clip from, I think it was a Chris Van Vliet interview with Baron Corbin, where Chris said he's one of the few people who can, in the same breath, be simultaneously be described throughout his career as one of the most overrated and overpushed and underrated and underpushed talents.
They said that while he's in the room together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He acknowledges the fact that, you know, when he was Constable Corbin, people were like, get this man off my telly. Yep. And then he's doing stuff in like you mentioned, Broke Corbin or King of the Ring or whatever it might be. And people are like, this guy needs to be pushed to the moon.
The Money in the Bank run was quintessential for it. Because he had that briefcase. And Baron Corbin, not sure about this. And then the way they took it off him and then Cena buried him at SummerSlam, they were like, well, that's not on. So like, which is it? You know, and it was both. I think it's a great take. Like, and the worst thing is for Baron Corbin, I guess, is that you sometimes don't know what version you're in until you're in it.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a point where he was getting nothing and then he got that monster reaction in France.
And of course, I forgot about that.
And people were like, well, if he's getting that somewhere, why not go with that and see if there's something to that? You know, like it was NXT, so you know, we were across it, but like a lot of people probably don't know a thing about the Wolf Dogs.
He could be the redemption for Bron Breakker.
Legit could be the redemption for Bron Breakker. This guy that looks a bit like a lost puppy within the vision currently might just need his former Wolf Dog mate to like, come on, mate. Like, remember the good old days? Like, we're already kind of forecasting a Bron Breakker babyface turn after like the mess they've made with the vision. That's his route out, probably, isn't it? Imagine the Wolf Dogs versus Austin Theory and Logan Paul. I've just fantasy booked an Austin Theory match I actually want to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I like Baron Corbin a lot. You know, I wasn't necessarily super surprised when he left.
I know we're all close personal friends with him. Was it Murray that he roasted one time?
Yeah.
Left him for dead on X or something?
Murray.
One of us got a kicking off it.
Foolishly described him because, you know, he was one of those guys who, you know, I think I was guilty of calling him Karen Boring at one point.
Good. That is good.
But like...
Good spoonerism. And...
Yeah, and I regret that. But... yeah, I think Murray said that he's the sort of person who like always likes his steak well done, not knowing that like one of Corbin's few things that people know about him outside of the wrestling ring on socials is like he's a big steak guy.
The meats guy.
Yeah. And he just was like, don't think so, dickhead. So I hope, I'm not saying he's going to win the world title and save the business, but I think he's a really good addition, genuinely. Right, that's enough of SmackDown talk.
SmackDown tangent.
Well, let's talk about Madison Square Garden, Saturday night, NYC, baby. Mm-hmm. I really like this card.
Yeah.
And there's only one thing we can start with, and that is the big tag team match. You nailed it, I thought, in terms of the quintessential Saturday night's main event match. Like, they've tried with whatever this is, a variety of different things, retirement matches, big title matches, title changes, kind of shows that were just a bit there, if we're perfectly honest. This feels, I know it's NYC and the Garden and, you know, what have you, but considering, in my opinion at least, we're going to get celebrities, obviously, we'll talk about them later, probably a title change, and the biggest non-title match they could possibly book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I'd like to use this opportunity to thank everybody that listens to us and watches this podcast, because based on what you then told me about one of the responses to this card, exactly after I'd, like, pretty much within a day of me saying that, was it Dave Meltzer maybe that came out and said, yeah, this is probably the worst Saturday Night's main event card ever? I was like, is my finger that far removed from the pulse that, like, I'm just not seeing what people are seeing? This main event in particular, and we'll get to the other stuff that is advertised, because I think this is a nice and varied Saturday Night's main event and exactly the level of where this show should be. Like, there were countless Attitude Era, year 2000 specifically, go-home Raws and go-home SmackDowns, the type of which years ago people used to aggregate, by the way. Why can't it go back to this? Where your big incoming pay-per-view main eventers would all be bundled together in something of a dream tag match. And it was on Raw, so the implication back then was going to be, you're not getting to finish, mate, but like you get to look at them for a minute, you know? And the crowd are hot for it because all the stars are in the ring at the same time. Like, this isn't, this doesn't need to commit to a finish if it doesn't want to, but we'll certainly get into the possibilities of who gets beat here. But you get the interactions, you get the multiple overlapping sort of like tense moments between the various rivals, former friends in this 2-on-2. And you get to look at the biggest stars in the Garden, the Mecca, you know? It's not a church, but it's holy ground of the Hitman. Like, this is what it's all about to me. This is a much needed Saturday night's main event, and main event in particular. Like, well, I mean, let's break it down, shall we? So Cody and Punk working together. What they're doing is the good version of the Seth and Roman story, isn't it? We kind of established that on the Raw review. Like, Cody and Punk really believe they're the best one. They respect the title that is currently over CM Punk's shoulder as what defines who the best one is, and they're going to fight for it. But there's a connection. They're mates. And it's like, okay, friendo, I need to beat you, but fingers crossed we're going to be all right in the aftermath of all of this. And it's funny that two of the veterans, two of the wisest guys in Cody and Punk, don't realise that a tag team match together is one of the worst ways for these friendships to deteriorate. Because this is like the proper kind of can they coexist? Because the answer is yes, they can coexist until they can't. Yeah. This isn't one of those typical, they can barely get them out to the ring together.
Mouthful and tease for what's to come.
Yeah, they're mates, right? And then you get like one miscommunication between the two. You get one misdirected punch or a tag that's a little bit frostier than you'd like because of the mistake earlier in the match, whatever. You get Sami Zayn, maybe Cody Rhodes doesn't really want to lower the boom on Sami Zayn, but then Sami Zayn's pretty nasty towards CM Punk and like rabbit punches, really goes for him and that, and Cody's like, well, I'm gonna have to kick your ass now, Sami. Like I didn't like what was going on with you and Punk's kind of nothing to do with me, but this is where we're heading now. And and then Sami's like, well, actually, I'm not even getting a shot on my title, so F you and all. Like, Gunther, meanwhile, angry at everybody. Like, he probably isn't looking over his shoulder for potential SummerSlam wrestler, Nick Aldis, right? Love Nick Aldis. Like, he hasn't wrestled, like, in a high-profile match like this since All in 2018. Like, as a wrestler, top wrestler, right? Unrelated, like, SmackDown seems to be without a general manager.
Yeah.
So, like, he's got that to worry about, but the title picture is something he wants to stay mixed in. It's the, as Jim Ross used to say, but when he actually used to mean it, the combustible elements are captivating here. It's like
genuinely really exciting, this. When you compare it, like, I get what Dave's saying on paper to a certain extent.
What? I don't want to misquote.
No, I think you're right. I think you know. That's what I remember.
So it was the worst one ever or something.
Like, but you look at literally the last SNME.
Yeah.
Back in May. Main event, Vision versus the Street Profits for the tag titles.
And the Vision went over, didn't they?
Paige and Brie defending the tag titles against the Irresistible Forces. Penta versus Ethan Page for the IC title. Soul versus Becky, which goes to a DQ after 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
And Jay Cargill, Meechin and B-Fab versus Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
We previewed it and reviewed it as saying this is like the one that put the least effort into ever.
Yeah.
Since the rebrand. And this is a total... And it's at Madison Square Garden, so they were obviously motivated to make this one count. But, like... This feels like
the first time since
Saturday night's main event at Madison Square Garden. I like that question. So they've not done it in this current era of Saturday night's main event.
Nope.
I don't believe. So did they do it then in 2007?
Bingo! It was a taped one.
A lot of them were. Yeah. Like, they would air it live. Well, not live, sorry. They would air it on NBC as live. in the place of Saturday Night Live in 2007. But yeah, a lot of them were taped.
Do you remember any of the card? I'll give you a clue. CM Punk was in a Can They Coexist tag team match in the main event as well.
Can you give me the month, please?
It was the best month, August
2007. Oh boy, there were a few dark clouds over the company at that time. I'll struggle to be honest.
It's a weird card.
Cena was kicking around with Orton for SummerSlam.
They don't want to do that on the card, are they? Why would you do that when you could have him face a legendary opponent of his past when he was on the come up with the US title, let's say?
Not Bradshaw.
An opponent that cut deep.
Carlito. WWE title?
No, just a singles match, 5 minutes, 37 seconds.
Good, solid, yeah. CM Punk Can They Coexist in 2007. Right, so he's on, John Morrison.
He was facing John Morrison.
So he was having a team with somebody to face John Morrison and...
This is a weird... I don't remember.
Chavo Guerrero in this match as well?
No.
William Regal?
No, not even close.
God.
I assume this is an ECW.
Yeah, it would have been. He didn't get out of ECW till 2008, CM Punk. God, it was dreadful stuff.
Yeah, think more WWE ECW rather than ECW.
Like, is Elijah Burke kicking around in it?
Oh no, I'd have. I like Elijah.
Oh yeah,
Burke.
I don't want this to be boring audio for the listeners. I can't go on. Tell us.
Well, there's a spooky character in Danhausen involved in
Kevin Thorne.
Spookier.
The Boogeyman.
CM Punk and the Boogeyman versus John Morrison and Big Daddy V with Matt Striker, obviously.
I tell you what, right? The thing with the Boogeyman is, like, I wonder if somebody at NBC really liked that, or WWE got data on him being a bizarre. You know, the people on a Saturday night getting in from a few beers in New York City and turn like, because there was a Boogeyman versus Little Boogeyman. Sorry, and Little Boogeyman versus someone and someone match from another
Finley and Hornswoggle.
Finley and Hornswoggle, yeah. Like on another Saturday night's main event. So they were kind of prone to this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff got weird.
The other two matches, of course, being, you know, like you put iconic tag teams against each other in this garden.
MVP and Matt Hardy up to much?
Matt Hardy's on the card.
Is he doing a pizza eating contest? Or a boxing match with Evander Holyfield?
44, all 44 seconds.
Look, Matt seeing Evander. That was
none of these matches went over 10 minutes, by the way.
That was so MVP and Matt Hardy were like having challenges against each other because one or both were injured. It was genuinely quite good stuff, right?
Good work around.
It was, yeah. So there was the disgusting Peter eats in concert. I can't look at it. Maybe it's because I don't want to look in the mirror sometimes, but it's revolting to watch. They were doing basketball stuff. They were like,
but they were doing a nugget eating contest. That's fair enough.
Totally different, right? It's a lot of time filling stuff. And then this one was just proper like out of pocket stuff. Like MVP's like, I'm too injured. I've got whatever's wrong with me. I've got a ringer who that's former world heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield. He's going to kill you out there. Like it was such a like when they'd get like I'm not a boxing guy, but they'd get like a boxer in he might not have heard of. It'd be like if you're not a basketball.
45 at the time, by the way, or 44 maybe.
Yeah, but come on, it's Evander Holyfield, right? Like they'll get in names that you've never heard of, but they'll try and big him up. He's not long removed from like probably would have been like 5-6 years removed from being in world title fights. Like it was mad, fun to look at though. What was the other match? Sorry.
Like I say, just legends of the game in the tag team division. Batista and Kane versus Finley and the Great Khali.
I was about to call it, and then I was like, well, they're all massive. They are all huge. Batista and Kane, no thank you.
Who do you think wins in the Punk Cody Sami Gunther match? I think a certain GM might be out for revenge here. And
he takes Gunther out.
We've only got 2-3 weeks till SummerSlam.
Yeah, if it is going to be Nick Aldis, he gets a pretty big reaction here, doesn't he? Coming for Gunther, because so far it's been Gunther coming for him. Like the pull apart in the dressing room, and then Gunther was a real dickhead in how he snapped on him on SmackDown. So I think he'd get a great response if like the suit jacket was off and the shirt was unbuttoned.
Can a GM count a pinfall if a referee is taken out? I think he did, didn't it? Heyman did it in ECW.
He did. I like that. And Gunther gets fast counted or something.
Oh, he gets the old 1-2 of one of them.
Oh, and Gunther doesn't realise that it's Slick Nick making the cover until it's too late.
Yeah.
And Drew McIntyre. See, I had the heels winning, but you're right. That's probably more fun to do that, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah, it makes a better argument if Gunther or Sami Zayn wins off the back of SummerSlam that they've got next.
It's quite funny that if Nick Aldis does take Gunther out and Sami's left alone and loses because he's left 2-on-1 and he just continues to crash out. He's like, are you joking me? Like, is this what you claim as victories now? Like, CM Punk, you broke my heart and I had no time to prepare for you. Cody Rhodes, more than happy with 2-1-1 wins, and it seems like everything's fine between Cody and Punk. Maybe they do a bit of a competitive who's actually going to be the one to get the pin. Like, Sami's in a current place in his run where he can lose a bit. Like, I don't think the fans, maybe they will. Be interesting to see what the fan response is for this.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Garden will come up for Punk. There's an odd bit of backlash and a few boos creeping in for Cody Rhodes. Very interested to see how and what the WWE decide here for the heel babyface dynamic between Punk and Cody is interesting, isn't it? Because I don't sense Cody wants to turn babyface. And I genuinely believe that by the time we are at the end of this WWE title reign for CM Punk, he'll be a heel. I think he's known that it's one thing to win this title in Chicago and break the hearts of the Sami Zayn fans. But sooner or later, this is the DNA of a heel turn. And he knows, and he's done it before. He's held that exact belt and turned heel over the course of it.
Was it the Steph interview where he was like, I beat him fair and square, 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, and he did, right? And he did. But there was a few things going in his favour, right? And, like, it's one thing to do Cody now. I think this is, like, the Cody Rhodes babyface match is great now because there's a rematch where one of them has actually turned heel, and it feels to me like it's going to be Punk.
I just think the visual of, like you say, Sami's a great shout in terms of you can beat him and beat him and beat him, and I think it just feeds more into this storyline. So I like the visual of Punk has Sami up on his shoulders, GTS, that long fall backwards into a crossroads.
That'd be good. Cody has it. I'll take it from here.
Yeah. Little look from Punk.
I wonder if, with it being fresh on the shelves, I wonder if Cody Rhodes and the American Nightmare is going to come out in the new Sunderland training kit. The stars and stripes on it. As worn on the subway by those hunky models make me think I can justify wearing the stars and stripes bright white. Already sold out.
Lush.
I want it. It's sold out. If anybody has any kind of links with Hummel, please get in touch because they went on sale yesterday and I missed the window and they're already all gone. Like, I want to throw cash at them.
Yeah.
Like, they made me a kit.
It's very you. It's the most you I've ever seen.
It's like if friggin' Lex Luger was a Mackem or something. Just like,
have you got the pink Elvis shirt as well?
Yes.
Excellent.
Nice. That's it. Cause
when's that getting a run out on the old pod?
Might be. Oh, well, I wore it. It was when you were off with your wrist, actually.
Oh.
And it was, I was excited to wear it because I just got it. But I wasn't wearing it. It was wearing me. So we're going to get a couple of poundskis off before I wear it again. I think the players might wear it. We're playing a friendly against York tomorrow, and there's no new home kit yet. So I think there might be might see the players in it for the first time, which is quite nice. Also, shout out to James Heppel, who was in the office today, of this parish. He's a Sunderland fan, who told me of various friends of his that were also excited to get the little Europa League badge on the arm and then, like, didn't follow some watch instructions and it just peeled off straight away. No. Like, we don't have experience of this. Like, this is not hard to me to know what to do with any of that. Like, that never happens.
No.
So, yeah, I need to be careful when I'm chucking it through the wash.
Tell you who else needs to be careful, and that is Paige and Brie Bella defending their women's tag team titles against two members of Fatal Influence, that being, of course, Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley. But there's numerous X factors to this as well. Mm-hmm. The main one being the other member of Fatal Influence, former two-time NXT Women's Champion. I'm talking, of course, of JC Jane. But there's the spectre of Nikki Bella hanging all over this, and there's reports today that she could well be cleared. It's straight shot into SummerSlam, this for me.
I'm super duper mega hyped for this. Tonight's the night. Well, tomorrow's the night. Fatal Influence are winning the belts. I think we've discussed the Rhea Ripley effect that I reckon genuinely might have put a pause on JC Jane already being women's champion. But tonight's the night they win the belts. I can't wait to see it. And I think what's particularly great about this is that the booking has cooled slightly on Fatal Influence since those first 2 weeks where they were getting those mega reactions. Yeah. But how you get that back in one night is by doing the old gimmick where Jace is like causing trouble in the first like minute and a half, and the referee does the "You're out of here," and Jace is like like kicking off, and fans are like no, and it's like now finally it's fair 2-on-2, only it's not, because Nikki Bella runs out and you think she's going to do something right by the goodies, and then whammo kablamo, she turns on Paige, and Brie looks at her like, what are you doing? And Fatal Influence win the belts, and then we're left wondering what Brie's going to do, and like, because Nikki's attacked Paige, but she's also screwed her sister out of a title, the first title she's had in X number of years, and she hasn't needed Nikki's help to win it and all that kind of stuff. And then they'll probably reveal who's the twist. Brie always sides with her sister.
Yes.
And the two of them beat up Paige or something. Paige has got to find a partner for SummerSlam. Light it up! And you get the WrestleMania 31 done over again.
See, I was just simplifying it to Nikki and Paige for SummerSlam. The report, by the way, today from WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select saying Nikki Bella is progressing towards a return. Her name has been mentioned creatively over the past several weeks. First time she's been discussed since WrestleMania, of course. A return might not be far away. When you read that, you think, might not be far away. Do you mean 24 hours away? I wasn't sure if they were going to do, shenanigans here.
Yeah.
And then maybe a rematch on SmackDown, which they lose again. And Nikki's like, I've had enough of this. But, your booking makes more sense to me, considering you've got effectively 2 weeks until SummerSlam, and you need to get some more tickets sold.
Yeah.
If you
Bunker's over on SmackDown now. That's where the Bellas and Paige have lived since.
So, that's a very good point as well.
Like, if you're bringing AJ Lee back for these, like, kind of not one-offs, but she sort of like drops in and drops out, doesn't she? Like, it's a nice callback to like these were the exact same sides when AJ Lee retired, effectively. Like she was with Paige on her sort of come up. You've got her there as a sort of a bit of a hotshot booking, but might, as you say, shift a few tickets. It's characters that people like altogether, I think.
Never has there been a more obvious betrayal than the moment that Nikki introduced her old friend Paige at WrestleMania. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if she hit with a crutch right here.
Well, we say this. It's that weird Bella problem, isn't it? Where they came up in that WWE system where everybody was horrible. So they don't mean their cadence to sound so insincere. We're so glad to be back. What? No, really, we're thrilled, WWE Universe. Like, no, we actually are thrilled.
Yeah. Paige is an old friend of yours. Yep, she's suddenly an old friend. No, I didn't mean it like that.
Mean it like what? Like, there's always this heel lean. I don't think they mean a certain inflection.
Yeah, they still can't deliver "I wish you died in the womb" correctly.
Yeah, how was that? I wish you died in the womb.
Like Womb scoring a last-minute winner.
Ian Womb.
The back post, Womb.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Because Nikki's going to get that pop in NYC.
Yeah.
And inexplicably, what?
Or she chases away JC Jane with a crutch. Either way, big pop for that, but then whammo, crutch on Paige's back.
Yeah, I think. Because did they have either a title match or an eliminator, effectively?
Mm-hmm.
I
was pretty angry about that.
Brie and Paige won.
They won. And it was like, is this you got on board of Fatal Influence then? But no, I think it's all been a delaying
the inevitable.
Yeah.
On the topic of partners betraying each other, big match, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, well, it's bigger for what it could be rather than what it is, isn't it?
Yes, this is former partners, long-time friends. A dishevelled is the nicest way of putting it. Lyra Valkyria now. Who was, because we all maybe saw it going the other way. Well, maybe not all of us saw it going the other way, but it felt like maybe that was the direction they were trying to encourage people to anticipate. And then, oh, surprise, actually, it's Lyra that attacks Bayley when they fail again. But, yes, this would benefit Lyra, obviously, and re-establish her in that singles division. But it does feel more of a sort of butterfly effect, or whatever the phrase you want to use here, in terms of Bayley's career this match.
And they've got wings as well, and Lyra Valkyria's a bird. That's So it all makes sense like that.
Yeah, it all comes together.
Yeah. Lyra's, it was funny, right? Lyra had the 1 week where beneath the vignette with the wavy lines and the voguing out, like the bit that was fair was the funny how I did that once and everybody's like, oh, Lyra, how could you? When for about 6 months, I didn't know which Bayley I was getting. And you were like, good point.
I forgot about that.
Good point to pick, and then they dropped it completely, almost as if this really could be the end.
We could hear her
for Bayley.
thoughts, couldn't we?
Yeah. Like
she was having chats with people that weren't there in the locker room.
She would hug Lyra and then throw it at the ground. And I was like, what's going on with my friend? And everybody was like, well, she's gone nuts. You not watch Raw. Like Liv Morgan will tell you. Like, and then that got dropped. So as a result, when Lyra returned, it's just a straight up heel babyface thing now. And Lyra's like not stuck her clothes in the wash. That's a current heel trait, isn't she? Is that her shirt stinks? It's got like food stains on it and stuff. Like, it's a silly character. It'll probably get sillier, the Lyra Valkyria thing, but
do you think this has a finish?
Yeah, I do, actually. The only reason it wouldn't is because they're going to do the same finish another time. They might feel like they want to delay it for a Raw or a SummerSlam, possibly. It's Occam's razor, isn't it, where the most obvious is sometimes the...
I never know. I like the phrase, but I've no idea.
Thank you, Nicholas, yeah.
Oh.
No, I was just bringing it round.
I'm sorry.
Like, Occam's razor here, I think Bayley's away. Like...
The contract's not done till... Well, I Googled it. I seem to remember on a podcast the other day, and I read... I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
You're never going to get the definitive answer. The end of 2026.
That's fine. Like, they might choose to not use her. They might... Like... I think the only reason this doesn't get a finish is a delaying tactic. I think the story is that Lyra wins. Like, again, ignoring...
Send her back down to NXT.
Or Bayley.
Or Kendall Gray.
Yeah, actually. Like, ignoring stories of potentially a wrestler leaving or the real life stuff behind the scenes. If you were just booking this and there was nothing going on with Bayley's contract, you'd still have Bayley lose. The idea is, like, you're trying to elevate Lyra Valkyria. So, and you're trying to give a new character the best chance to fly. So Bayley putting her over is that, like, the sort of the old-fashioned way, you know? I'm not convinced it's going to work. I'm not convinced it's Lyra heel turn yet, but you got to give it the best chance of working, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and you want to hope the match is going to be decent, and I think it could be. Like, I don't know, I'm trying really hard at the moment to, like, park old biases. I think there's a real working quality problem in WWE, and I know I'm not the first person to raise that, but everybody's got different quality bars, and I think now WWE has slipped below mine, which I think most people would acknowledge is relatively low. I have a certain expectation for the matches to be of a certain standard, and I think that that's fallen and has been falling for quite a while, and I think it's why, I don't know, your CM Punks and your Kendall Grays, they're starting to stick out more than usual, you know? And I would like this to sort of prove me wrong a little bit. I just don't see it from Bayley anymore. She does the same stuff that used to work, but it doesn't hit in the way it used to. And Lyra Valkyria was, like, really, really felt like she was clicking on a different level work-wise. And then kind of bad or indifferent booking seemed to knock her a bit, or seemed to, you know, you don't like to cast aspersions on people, or, like, I don't know, it just felt as if, like, all of a sudden the matches weren't hitting the way they used to.
Yes.
Really did not like that Becky Lynch one at SummerSlam, and maybe that was bad for her confidence, and she's needed a bit of a, right, step back to take two forward, that kind of thing, you know. CM Punk, funnily enough, on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, it's a worthwhile listen/watch if you're a CM Punk fan, or you just like the weird curio of these two now being best buds. He makes a point about, like, there's too much of a fear of failure within the locker room now. Like, most of them, I mean, he's lying as always. He says, like, people go back there and check their phones, and, like, guys, ignore what's on your phone. It's like the most online guy in the world, Phil. Don't ever change. Shout out, you're probably watching. Like, but he says, like, people go on there and, you know, listen to dickheads on the internet or whatever saying, talking about the performances. They shouldn't. Like, they should be able to listen to the fans. They should be able to get reasonable constructive feedback from their bosses and their trainers and all that, and then it should work. But do not be afraid to go out there and stink, because it's never the end. It doesn't have to be the end, you know. And I wonder if that's been the case with Lyra a little bit. So I want this match to be good, but it is a little bit now. I don't know. I do feel like there are more wrestlers than not in WWE that could do with, like, prove a wanker on the internet wrong type performances. You know, quite a lot on this roster. More than...
Bayley can give a lot to Lyra here.
Yeah. You would hope so. You would hope so. Like, find the emotion again, because I can like, to be honest, I can see this match playing out to near silence in Madison Square Garden. And I think that's the problem. Like, I think that's the problem in WWE at the moment. I think there's, like, the expectation has dwindled for good stories and for good matches, and fans are knowing what they're here for. There's a couple of things that we still haven't, but there's a main event that absolutely is going to get noise. There's a couple of things we're about to speak on that will get noise. But this almost feels by default that one where fans will sit on their hands and wait patiently for the next thing they're excited by. So I hope the match does find that noise and find that excitement.
We sort of stumbled into it, but I really like the idea of, not necessarily as a stipulation for this match or a subsequent SummerSlam match, but the idea of if she is on her way out, is there anything else you need to see her do on the main roster? She's done everything. Heel, babyface, titles, feuds, everything basically. Yeah. Why not have her down in NXT for 6 months?
Yeah, I like it. Put somebody over.
Put somebody over. Benefit that talent. Natty. Is
that what you're telling me? Is that what you want?
That is cursed. Speaking of which,
good.
Danhausen versus JD McDonough, was it no DQ street fight, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Which means everything's perfectly legal, Cole. And I'll mention this all together with it. The announcement recently of Roman Reigns set to make an appearance with New York Knicks star Jalen Brunson, who's suffering with has suffered with a hand injury. So I doubt he's going to be in there working too much. But I wouldn't rule out, this is what an insane sentence to be reading here. I wouldn't rule out the New York Knicks helping Danhausen get a victory.
What's that word Sid just learned off Twitter recently? Mogged.
Yeah, I don't really know what it means.
How do you use it in a sentence? Like, has Danhausen been like Jalen Brunson mogged here? Is that right? Have I used that correctly?
Mogged.
Like,
to be outclassed, dominated, or made to look inferior by someone else, usually in terms of physical appearance. Oh, good. The term originally comes from the manosphere as an acronym of alpha male of the group, a mog.
Right, well, I'll never use that again then. Roman Reigns is kind of big league Danhausen here, isn't he? And I feel sorry for the Danner a little bit because the New York Knicks thing was all Danhausen's.
Yes.
And then Roman said,
I'll have a bit of that.
I'll have the biggest one, thanks. I'll have the biggest star. Cheers.
But then you can establish that he's in the building.
Yeah. No, you don't need to establish that he's there. Like, they put him on a poster. It looks like a match graphic. It's like, Jalen Brunson's going for the belt. Like, does Seth not have something to say about this? Like, yeah, this was weird. This announcement that, like Roman Reigns is bringing his friend Jalen Brunson to Madison Square Garden instead of guy who's been tied to the New York Knicks' historic NBA championship winning run, like, is now fighting a member of the Judgment Day to get his Knicks jersey back.
I saw a thing with a photo shoot for have you seen this bonkers Fanatics Fest that they're doing?
Just when they advertise it on the telly, yeah, I've not really.
They've got like these Fanatics games that like Cena and Tom Brady and all the.
It's like a out of this world like meet and greet deal, isn't it? They've found new ways to monetize.
But you're competing against celebrities.
Okay.
Shoot a game-winning shot or.
You have to pay like loads to have a go.
Yeah, but you can win like $1 million or a Ferrari or something insane. You know, it's one of those ones where it's like the British version of this is like a hamper or something. But yeah, it insane. Makes me feel very old. This is just like, oh, is that what the kids are into nowadays? Or whatever? But presumably as part of this, or at least to promote Fanatics Fest, they had like a photo shoot thing that I saw.
Yeah.
So Liv's there. Danhausen's there, and then you've got like NBA players and sports people. And I saw a clip I'm sure you'd love of they're doing their sort of I take it now because of you from the like overlap. They're like, oh, everyone knows that the cameras are rolling, but you sort of sneak peek behind the scenes of like what's been going on. And it's everyone getting on this rooftop that they're going to subsequently pan out, and an amazing shot of NYC. And
right
here, well, Fanatics Fest is here from Thursday, whatever it was. And nice to meet you, Liv Morton. This is Liv. Nice to meet you. And I assume it's a basketball player from the Knicks, just because of what said next.
Yeah.
And so it's like, gorgeous sports people, in all their, refinery and cool, jackets that you like. Oh, I wonder how much that jacket costs. More than my house. Okay. And here here, basketball player, I assume, is Danhausen. He's in full gimmick. And the bloke goes, do you know who this guy is? And I think the basketball player says something along the lines of, yeah, he's the reason we won the title, right?
Excellent. So it's in the locker room.
It's acknowledged.
Good.
He was kind of, I mean, all credit to Danhausen and WWE for jumping all over this.
Yeah.
He was inextricably linked with it, wasn't it? And maybe it's just in our bubble or what, but
there was a weird.
I couldn't see stuff without it being linked to the Danhausen stuff.
A weird bit
Stephen A. Smith and
Fed history was made in this run because it was the only time that this era Fed took even a hidden sideways dig at Donald Trump in that video package. They lost that one. That wasn't Danhausen's fault. And then moved on to the next one. Like, there was a house show image doing the rounds, wasn't there, of Punk, Cody, and Danhausen winning the main event.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Okay, right, yeah. I've heard that name. And that's the most insight I'll offer. I'm going to embarrass myself here. Yeah, and Danhausen was in Knicks-themed, like, boots and knee pads.
Ah.
Like, he'd added some, like, Knicks colours to his Danhausen attire, so I'm hoping we get a bit more of that. Like, he's got to, right? He's got to, like, This is, like, is he going to have, like, New York Knicks up the Danhausen T-shirt cannon mobile tank thing? Like,
ooh.
Well, it is an NYC Hausen T-shirt that he brought out, isn't it?
There you go.
It's blue and orange, and he's got the cape that's orange.
Yes.
I've seen the tagline for SNME, by the way.
No.
So we've had, what was the one that was I just saw the Goldberg one. No one's spared, everyone's speared.
Yes, I remember that one.
I don't think the big Punk one where he wins the World Heavyweight title had one. Neither the four-way, yeah, with Sami and Randy and who's going to the Rumble for me to immediately sell my stock in?
That was in Montreal, wasn't it?
It says join the uncursed.
All right.
But he's front and center by what I mean there.
This
This is going to be wacky bollocks that people are going to be like, this isn't the spirit of Saturday's main event.
Miz and Kit Wilson accidentally get involved as electrified bandits. Like, do they inadvertently help Danhausen just by being there? Does Matt Cardona play Zack Ryder in New York for one night only? Like, you know, there's a lot of bells and whistles and bollocks you can strap onto this one, can't you? That involve basketballs getting thrown at the heads of heels.
They don't have like a machine a la baseball that shoots out basketballs, do they?
No, but you know what they do have a machine
T-shirt cannons.
Better. Cloning machine. Like, basketball, right? Give me, right now, gun to head, the most, I would say, familiar trait of a professional basketball player in terms of something that's very useful as a skill being a basketball player. What would you say? Like,
spinning the ball on your finger.
Close. I was going to go with height. What about all the mini Hausens dressed in Nick's attire come running out of the thing?
Oh.
Like, you get like Harlem Globetrotter type tricks from the mini Hausens, trampolines, all that kind of stuff, and they're just like the mini Hausens are bouncing basketballs off JD McDonough's head. Like, there's a net for some reason in the corner.
Who's she?
I'll give you that. Swish. And yeah, that's how Danhausen wins. Just basketball stuff. In TNA once, when they had Pac-Man Jones and then realised that he wasn't allowed any physical contact.
That was so funny. I wasn't watching, but I was somehow keeping up on this with Brian Alvarez, and I was intrigued.
It was basically Hans Moman's football in the groin, the match, where the Dudleys had to like bump for an American football. It was just like, oh, we'll do this then. Like, maybe the basketball players that...
Look over there. Oh, Pac-Man's been attacked and we haven't seen it.
Maybe that's how the Knicks that aren't Jalen Brunson can get involved.
Who are any other big players? I
don't know.
Isn't it OG someone or other?
Possibly. Like, a basketball...
Carl Anthony Towns is one of them, obviously.
I'm a basketball tourist, man. Like, if you ask me now to name, like, Brian Weddick very kindly...
Anunoby, OG Anunoby.
Yeah, him and all. Bracketed together all the teams that Phil and I picked for the Bogus Journey, and for that matter, the Excellent Adventure. And I can't remember half the teams I was supporting at the time. I just loved living in the moment of it. It was brilliant.
I think Janice has left my beloved Milwaukee Bucks. And I was just like, oh.
Janice?
Oh, my God.
I can't say his surname. It's the one that Tony yelled that time.
Oh, Janice! Love that. A great moment.
I wonder if McDonough's going to be in attendance for this.
Yeah.
I think he's more AEW leaning, but
wrestling fan, isn't he?
Maybe if he's the difference maker, because he's a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's a stretch. I know he's up for a lot from what I've gathered, and he's
proper legend. Loves a banner.
I don't know how he's received. I'm not getting into all the politics of all of it, but like, if you have how can I describe this? A Wade Barrett, Wayne Rooney-esque interaction between McDonaugh and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously going to be out there as well.
Political figures tend to get those, the boos drown out cheers, don't they? So when I was going to say 50-50 reaction, inevitably political figures get.
He's a part of this Knicks thing as well. He hasn't when politicians, particularly in this country, are suddenly like, come on, Three Lions.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh.
No, thank you.
I think football might be coming home after all. I booked a flight on the seat next to me back from the G12 or whatever.
And they just afterwards, they just do a meme of I don't know, Harry Kane holding Paddington's hand or something.
Or when Cameron was like, which team do I support again? That Claret Blue, Villa or West Ham or whatever.
One of something like that. Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's what all football fans do. Get confused about teams that also play in the same colour as you do.
He got it wrong, didn't he? Simple mistake to make. That was all it was.
But yeah, I just can't help but be really excited by the basketball-themed shenanigans that's going to get JD McDonough, or going to cost JD McDonough the match against Danhausen.
Danhausen wins, big pop. Proper payoff to the Knicks stuff.
Is there anything in I love those shots. I don't know how often it actually happens. I only watch compilations of when people do a slam dunk and then the glass shatters on the backboard.
And Steve Austin comes out.
Is there anything in that?
Everything's wrestling, mate.
Yeah.
Can we do, if Danhausen wins, can we get a video of the wrestling fans outside with a bing bong and people going nuts for Danhausen? JD McDonough in the mud! Like people just absolutely screaming about it.
We're smoking on that JD pack tonight, or whatever they say. I love those. I don't understand how they should intersplice footage from the win. Like, let's cut outside to what it looks like on the street.
We've got Sarah Schreiber outside, just obvious green screen.
Like,
people are going nuts here for Danhausen.
Do it.
I like that. Aye. Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
You quite like Jalen Brunson, aren't you? You two, both tall.
Okay.
Both injured wrists.
Indeed.
Is he the latest? There's you, Jordan Henderson, and Jalen Brunson.
It's the big three.
That's what everyone's talking about. It's like, what? Are these things come in threes? Massive, athletic superstars injuring their wrists? Mr. Tour de France over here.
I was going to say, do I rank in the middle then of because Jalen Brunson, I injured his hand, wrist, finger, whatever it is.
Yeah.
On the way to dragging his team to a first title for 50-odd years, whatever it is. Me, whoopsie, fell off my bike. Jordan Henderson falls over an advertising awning when he's not played and been booked.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. Silver medal on the Super Athletes Broken Wrist podium. Well done, you.
That meme where someone's doing the pop in the bottle and it reveals they're in second place.
But I bring this up, right, because they could do a really WWE won't. This is just not WWE style. But what a bit this would be. What's been our favourite little Adam Wilbourn physio test? When we've been doing the sort
thumbs up.
Yeah. What if Roman just says, Jalen, it's great to have you here, but come on, you're in my house now. Acknowledge me. And Jalen's like, I can't. And Roman has to Superman punishment for disrespect. Or based on what happened to your fella on Raw, what if Roman's like, right, Jacob, get him? Didn't he set him on, he was the film guy, Eric Andre the Giant. Jacob battered him, and Roman's like, I'm not going to take this disrespect. This guy won't acknowledge me. And Jacob tries to decimate Jalen Brunson in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Anything in that?
It's his left wrist that Jalen's injured.
That's what separates you two. Otherwise, exactly the same.
It is going to be...
Thing is, when you break your left, it feels like you broke something else, doesn't it?
broken stranger wrist. WWE handles celebrity in one of two ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Either insanely well.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny is the one.
Red hot stuff. Yeah. Feels massive, center of the universe type stuff.
Should get Bad Bunny for all for that Worlds Collide thing, really, for September.
Can we have a minute on that?
If you want
It's
to.
the best one they've ever done. It's so funny. Like, these never work. These never, ever work, right? We're going to use NXT to try and take, 3 tweets of conversation away from an AEW show? They take 0 customers. They take 0 pay-per-view buys, right? So the only metric they can lean on is somebody that may typically post about AEW has probably said, oh, you know what, I'm working, so I'm probably going to watch NXT first and AEW later. We got him.
Yes.
Yeah.
We win again. So, in case you missed this news dropping yesterday, WWE have announced that the Worlds Collide pay-per-view will be going down on Saturday, September 26th.
Good date for it.
Which is the same date as All Out, which takes place in the Now Arena
in
Chicago. Cool. Worlds Collide's going down at the All-State. Now, Worlds Collide previously had, last year, was like a AAA NXT, but a bit of main roster. Lola Vice worked it. Judgment Day worked it. It was Dom winning the AAA
Bit of a coming
World
out
title.
party for the dead man's wasn't it?
Yeah. No rules, so you could have anyone you want on that show.
Yeah.
It's Worlds Collide. It's their forbidden door, basically.
So we found this dishlicious yesterday afternoon, and we landed on CM Punk champion versus Dominic Mysterio champion, and the first pairing of the Lucha Brothers in WWE in the market.
I think Ray Phoenix is Latin American champion or something like that.
If you like, have them against each other, or have them in a tag match against some team. Check this out for a stipulation I've invented. Escalera de la Muerte, right, in Chicago, a very, very hot market previously for the Lucha Brothers. It's just so funny. Like, these things never, ever work, right? And this one might not either, but it is so funny that they are using, maybe, like, looking at top 3, and I include the Garden in this, it's on the podium for the hottest building they have to win a spite war. Like, what if they don't even sell, like, many tickets?
I think All Out tickets has already gone on sale.
And do well. Typically, AEW pay-per-views do well, right, attendance-wise. This is so funny. This is like, we talk a lot about basketball in this part. This is baller stuff from the Fed, this. Same city, one of their hotbeds.
Do they abandon their ridiculously priced ticket strategy just for
the
show?
Oh, God, can you imagine? $10 tickets at the All-State.
Thanks to Man of the People CM Punk, we're doing old school prices.
Old school prices and free ice cream bars. Who'd have thunk it? Oh, God.
They bring back the ice cream bars, people lose their minds.
Just don't back down. Quadruple down. Like, oh, I love it. I love it. Like, and Hoffman Estates, like, it was Phil, wasn't it, that went to the original All-In?
Yes.
I think it's like Rosemont is not on the doorstep. It's like the United Center's the one in the center of Chicago. The other ones are a little bit out of town. I'm trying to remember on the All-State. It was like a metro way, like a tube way or whatever. But 30 minutes, 40 minutes, not like center of Chicago. In contrast to friggin' Hoffman Estates, that might as well be in bloody Gateshead. Like, it's out of town. You got to make the choice. Like, this is, if nothing else, they are forcing people, Chicagoans, to kind of make a call. This city that loves its wrestling, that would have probably, if it was like All-State in Raw the next night, Raw and All-State the next night, they'd be like, yeah, should we have a wrestling weekend?
Yeah.
We'll go All Out on the Sunday and we'll go to Raw on the Monday. Great weekend for all the family. Pick one.
Make your choice.
Make your choice and then make it forever. We're actually doing tattoos on the door. So once you've decided, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm really excited about this.
Me too.
This SmackDown Saturday night's main event. I won't be paying any attention. If anything happens on SmackDown, please let me know because.
We'll do. I think it's reasonable to say if it's something that's so eventful on SmackDown, we can fold it into the SNME review on Monday.
Yes,
that's fair, isn't it? If there's a genuinely big thing that requires conversation, we'll find some time for it on there. We're going to do that live on Monday?
All going well.
There you go. We'll have SmackDown chats there as
well. But let us know your thoughts ahead of SmackDown Saturday night's main event in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there, you can follow all 3 of us. Or you can follow Michael Hamflett at
HamflettX@gmail.com. I'm also on Cameo. And I apologise for this cold I'm getting as well. I don't know where it's come from, but it must be awful audio and hourly wise. So sorry about that.
You can follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at...
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. The new season of WrestleCulture is back today.
Amazing.
Last season didn't go so well, but we're back. And we will be back on Monday to review some of SmackDown Saturday night.
Just a sucker for marketing, man. It's a new season. I'm like, whoa, what's this hot new podcast on the block? Season 2?
I don't know what season we're on there.
So it's like Jack Perry's like first chapter, whatever the hell he was calling his entire AEW. That chapter 1 concluded. Christ, man, I've been knackered here.
But anyway, this is in the SmackDown.
What's your career? The Bible. That's the Old Testament done.
This has been SmackDown Saturday night's main event preview.
Jungle James Joyce Perry.
The great Twatsby.
Excellent.
Jack Perry's all right.
But yeah, this has been the preview. We've talked all about the New York Knicks potentially helping Danhausen. Baron Corbin's back. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria, where the Fatal Influence will become tag team champions. And can CM Punk and Cody Rhodes coexist?
The SmackDown Saturday night's main event preview. It's got all this and a Windy City war.
I'll see you soon.